No way the Rangers do this. Chris Drury's master plan is revealed as he looks to pounce on the best free agent defenseman available this offseason. But is it the right move for the Blue Shirts? We're going to break that down in just a second. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. I am your host here today, Bret Botfeld. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us as we're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Just recently reached 8,000, so thank you to all 8,000 of you out there. We truly appreciate it, and we're going to continue to bring you the best, most entertaining New York Rangers news here at Rangers Digest. But a quick reminder that about 74% of you who currently watch these videos are unsubscribed, so please hit that free subscribe button down below and continue to join us here at Rangers Digest Daily. So guys, let's hop right into it. Let's talk about who that player is that Chris Drury is pursuing, because according to recent reports, he is looking to make a splash, folks. He is looking to make a real splash, especially when it comes to the blue line this offseason. So let's hop right into it. Here is a tweet that came out yesterday from Arthur Staple. He writes for The Athletic, and he titled this tweet, "Heard around the NHL Combine this week." Now, these first two dashes here is going to be nothing new to Rangers fans, especially if you keep up with the team on a daily basis. But it's that third dash that is breaking news that occurred just last night, and we're going to break it all down right now. So here's the first dash. New York Rangers among a handful of teams, including Buffalo, Utah, and Seattle, looking to shake up their roster soon. The second dash says Igor Shesterkin, Adam Fox, and Artemi Panarin may be the only New York Rangers untouchables in trade talk. So as you can see right there, the Rangers want to shake up the roster. They want to make a splash. There's only 3 players out of 23 on the roster, according to this tweet, that are considered untouchable. And then comes that third dash from Arthur Staple from The Athletic when he says, "Keep an eye on Vladislav Gavrikov and the New York Rangers if Chris Drury can free up cap space." Now, the last part of that tweet is extremely crucial because we spoke about this yesterday in the video talking about Sam Bennett and Trent Frederic. It's the cap space situation, folks. As you can see here, the New York Rangers don't have much to play with. They only have $8.4 million, and bringing in a guy like Vladislav Gavrikov, a guy that just made $5.8 million, he's coming off a breakout season, and this is a player right here that's going to be looking for a significant raise. You're talking about at least $7 million. He's projected to make $7.6 million, and if Drury brings in this guy, it's going to eat into the cap space significantly, which is extremely concerning because the Rangers still have a lot of players, a lot of situations that are still unresolved here. So the Rangers need to have a real plan now. They really do, because if they bring in Gavrikov, they're not going to have much money left to play with, and they have some very important decisions to make, folks. So how could the Rangers pull this off? How could they bring in the best defenseman on the market? And there's only one real logical way to do it. You replace one top 4 defenseman who's a lefty with another, and that would be K'Andre Miller. Folks, the Rangers are going to have to find a way here to trade K'Andre Miller if they want to bring in Vladislav Gavrikov. They simply can't have both men on the roster, and like I just alluded to a second ago, you're going to be replacing one top 4 defenseman who's a lefty, which is extremely scarce, especially in this free agent market. You're going to be replacing one with the other, and the Rangers are going to have to find a suitor with K'Andre Miller. And as you can see from a tweet right here from Cam Robinson, one player whose name keeps popping up at the Combine is K'Andre Miller. So as you can see, folks, K'Andre Miller is a hot commodity here at the Combine. He goes on to say, "I'm told the Rangers have let teams know he's available, but clubs are weighing that option versus the offer sheet route." So as you can see here, folks, this tweet came a couple days ago, June 5th, and the tweet I just alluded to yesterday about Vladislav Gavrikov, you can see the dominoes lining up here, folks. June 5th, Cam Robinson's tweeting that K'Andre Miller is a hot topic at the Combine. Drury is making it known he's available. And then just 2 days later, Arthur Staple comes out with a tweet saying the Rangers are highly coveting Vladislav Gavrikov. So you can see that the Rangers are certainly putting things in place, lining up the dominoes in order to land a player like this. But folks, I'm going to be completely honest with you. While I respect Vladislav Gavrikov as a defenseman, as a player, I simply want no part of him. I understand he's the best available defenseman on the market. He's a lefty, which would be crucial to replace K'Andre Miller. He's extremely physical. But folks, I have no interest in Vladislav Gavrikov. There's a few reasons here, but first let's break down the stats. Here we go. Vladislav Gavrikov, we're going to compare him and K'Andre Miller. As you can see here, this is a very physical man standing at 6'3", 220 pounds. He's 29. He's going to be age 30 when the season starts, folks. And the Rangers already have plenty of guys like that, veteran players that simply haven't been able to get them over the hump. Because if we look at the Rangers, even at their peak, folks, this team in the last decade has made the playoffs 7 times. 7 out of the last 10 years, the New York Rangers have made the playoffs. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1994, folks. And even when the Rangers were playing at their best last season, winning the President's Trophy, 3rd in the NHL on the power play, Artemi Panarin having a career season, it just simply wasn't enough, folks. When you saw them face off against a team like the Florida Panthers, who is on an incredible run at the moment, they're on a Tampa Bay Lightning type of run. The Rangers went up 2-0 against them in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Rangers were at their peak, like I just mentioned, best record in the NHL, 3rd on the power play. Igor Shesterkin playing at an all-world level, and it simply just wasn't enough. You saw the Rangers get outmatched against the Florida Panthers, folks. You saw those first 2 games, the Rangers win, and then the next 4, it was like a JV team against a varsity team. I love the Rangers, but I'm sorry. They were completely outmatched and outclassed by the Florida Panthers. Let's take it back to the stats, folks. Like I said, Vladislav Gavrikov, 29 years old, going to be age 30. There is something that I really respect about Gavrikov and his game. If you take a look at the bottom right, folks, you can see this year he blocked 140 shots, which you really have to respect when it comes to a defenseman. I respect any defenseman that's willing to go out there, put his body on the line, and block shots. You can see he was a staggering plus 26 on the ice. He played over 23 minutes a night. He was basically the most active player in the NHL this season, playing over 23 minutes a night of ice time. And like I said, I respect the fact that he blocked 140 shots, but there is a statistic, there is a number that is extremely eye-opening to me, and it's not even about the fact that he's not an offensive player, which we can see here, only 5 goals and 25 assists. Where I have concern with Gavrikov, besides his age, is the fact that he only had 50 hits this season. 50 hits. Let's move along here to K'Andre Miller. Look at how many hits K'Andre Miller had. He had 107 hits this season, folks. 107. Gavrikov used to be known a couple of years ago when he was with the Columbus Blue Jackets as a guy that's going to go out there and hit you and thump you, play with extreme snarl. This is a guy that is a workhorse. He still is a workhorse. He blocks shots, but he simply does not hit and use his body the way he should. Like I alluded to earlier, he's 6'3", 220 pounds. This is a guy on the free agent market who I consider the best defenseman, but you can make a case for Ivan Provorov being the best defenseman. I have him at number 2, but Ivan Provorov, who is a smaller frame than Gavrikov, is more physical, and that's concerning to me, folks. You're talking about a player entering age 30, expected to get a long-term contract at about $7.6 million per season. He doesn't use his body the way he should. He is not a contributor on offense. This would be an awful move for the New York Rangers. I can't stress that enough, folks, because like I said, the Rangers are not a win-now team. I'm sorry. They simply do not match up with a team like the Florida Panthers. They're not on their level. So why would you go all in this season? Because Gavrikov is an all-in move. He is the perfect addition for a team that's ready to contend. And I understand the Rangers have talent. I understand that. Igor Shesterkin is going to bounce back. But if the Rangers add Gavrikov, are they winning a Stanley Cup? Are they going to beat the Florida Panthers? I just don't see it, folks. It hurts the long-term vision for the Blue Shirts. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Let's take a look at K'Andre Miller once again. Because like I said, Gavrikov, hell of a player. But K'Andre Miller, he hasn't been ascending the last 3 years. He's actually been descending, coming off one of his worst seasons in the NHL. And if you look at this chart here, even at his worst, he is still a top 4 defenseman on your team, and he's a lefty, and he's 6'5" and physical, and he's 25 years old. And there are plenty of teams out there that probably think they could elevate K'Andre Miller's game. While his ceiling may not have been reached yet, his floor is a top 4 defenseman on your roster. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I want K'Andre Miller back on this team, because I don't. I don't want Vladislav Gavrikov. I don't want K'Andre Miller. I'd rather bring in a Bo Byram, somebody like that who you could get on a cheaper contract, a guy that's ascending, not descending. And like I've mentioned in the past, guys, I can't stress this enough. I really can't stress this enough. I understand this offseason is important, but I'm going to continue to stress it every single video till the cows come home. The Rangers need to have their eye on next offseason. I know I have spoken about Connor McDavid till I'm blue in the face. But let's not forget about Jack Eichel. Let's not forget that Jack Eichel is available next offseason. And Rangers fans out there, you know that the Rangers have been linked to Jack Eichel for years. Don't forget in 2021 when he was a member of the Buffalo Sabres, there was Rangers rumblings happening. Jack Eichel wanted to be a Ranger. Buffalo did not want to trade him to New York. They ended up trading him to Vegas. And as you can see in this picture here, he's now a Stanley Cup champion, 28 years old. He won a Stanley Cup, Lord Stanley, in 2023. This is a superstar right here, folks. He's not Connor McDavid, but he's the best thing Rangers fans will have seen in the last few years. Like I said, I love Artemi Panarin. Had a career year last year, but where has he been in the playoffs? He's a no-show. He's never led the Rangers in points in the postseason since he's been here. So, guys, I am completely out on Vladislav Gavrikov. I respect the player. He's a good player. A team is going to be happy they got him. But if I'm the Rangers, I'm not fooling myself. We're not winning a Stanley Cup this year. It is all about next offseason. Play your cards smart, be conservative, and gear up for next offseason. Because even if you can't bring McDavid to Broadway, Jack Eichel is a real possibility, folks. Like I said, the history is there. He wanted to be a New York Ranger. It's time to make it happen. Bring Jack Eichel to New York. Bring him to the Mecca. Bring him to Madison Square Garden, where the lights are the brightest. That's going to do it here today, folks, at Rangers Digest. I really want to hear you guys get engaged in the comment section down below. I've spoken a lot about Connor McDavid. Haven't mentioned Jack Eichel as much. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on Jack Eichel. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on what the Rangers should do when it comes to their blue line this offseason. And not only that, I want to hear your suggestions down below for some next videos, because we are still in the offseason here, folks. The Stanley Cup is still going on. So drop some comments down below. We make sure to read all of them. And we just want to see you guys get engaged down there. But thank you so much for tuning in here today at Rangers Digest. I'm your host, Bret Botfeld. Let's go Blue Shirts. We'll see you next time.